So I think when we think about the future of the space, trying to get a sense of what is that very reinsurance-y, but it will be a bespoke future for us. Like, what are the things that will change and move forward? But I'd love to get your thoughts as to where you think the industry goes in the next 10 or 15 years.
So do you want me to give you the Armageddon scenario and the optimist scenario? Because it could go two ways, and how quickly it goes depends on a couple of things, one of which is climate change. You know, the IPCC just released its report in the last, I think, 24 or 48 hours. And it would appear that we are sort of rushing down the climate change route much quicker, certainly very quickly. So let me give you two scenarios. But if we accept that that is a given, that that thing is accelerating, and that what that thing will do is increase the frequency and severity of disasters. Now, that is a blanket statement. It's a bit more nuanced than that because, for example, my understanding is it may not increase the frequency of certain disasters, but it will increase their intensity when they occur. But just, you know, to give us the base case, frequency and severity get worse. Insurance is good at severity as long as it's infrequent. If it's frequent and severe, then we have a problem. Now, reinsurance steps in for a certain amount of that, because if it's severe and frequent within one country, but it can be diversified across the world, then reinsurance can help to take the frequency and some of the severity. Well, it can take the severity and some of the frequency, is what I actually mean to say. But if then climate change is an underpinning thing connecting systems in such a way that there are more disasters in more places, that diversification starts to break down. So if we say that that is the case, then the whole basis of the reinsurance bit that underpins it starts to become problematic, because we can't have frequently severe events in multiple places all being paid for from one wallet. So what would a logical thing be to do? What would a regulated thing be to do? Well, you would be required to be solvent. As a good reinsurer, you must have the money. Just as a good insurer, you must show that you are taking risk responsibly so that you'll be there to pay when the disaster happens. So understandably, you have to increase the price, either based around the uncertainty that you face of we don't know how bad it will be, or indeed because your models start to make you more and more certain that we know it's going to be really bad, so we have to charge more. So if we think about it that way, premiums could become very unaffordable for the most risky things, which means that they'll be largely meaningless and that they won't get taken up. They will be high levels of deductibles. And so in that sense, really, if we take that Armageddon scenario, then the insurance and reinsurance world withdraws from the worst of the risk.